Hey everybody, and welcome to my N5 series on the SP404 Mark II, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. Mike writes in and says using the backup and restore function is another useful safety measure, which I agree. If you have content on your SP404 Mark II that you can't stand to lose, make sure you back it up from time to time, because you can do two things. One, you can restore it onto your system if you need to, and if your system dies, you'll still have that SD card that you can bring someplace else to load up your content. So definitely good hygiene for your SP404 Mark II and just for your own sanity. Back stuff up. It takes a little bit of time, but you can start a backup, walk away. I just backed up a project, and I'll show you what it looks like when we go through this. But a reason why this is important is it will allow you to restore after. You got to do a couple things, or there's some suggestions to do some system restores after you do a firmware upgrade. So I will show you how to get to firmware 4.04, what you should do for your factory reset, and then getting stuff going. To that end, though, I'm just going to hold Shift and Subpad. I just want to show you, I have like no projects in here at all. I can't delete any of them because I've deleted all of them. The reason I did that is I don't want this to take forever for a backup. But to do a backup, you're going to go Shift, Pad 13, use your value knob to get over to backup, and hit Enter. Once you're in backup, do it. I've already got backups 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 is the last one that I just did. And it took about, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes because I have a lot of content in there. So I am just going to switch over to 7, which is the default one. It just starts there, the one that's empty. I'm going to hit Enter. And this is going to go pretty quick because there's no sample content. I mean, you just saw it, just like kind of tore through it really quick. Nothing exciting, but important thing is I now at least have a backup if I needed to go to, so that after I do my firmware update, I have the content. So I'm going to turn off, and if you've copied over the firmware, you'll want it on your SD card, and I got like this 32 gig card. You can go up to a 32 gigabyte SD card with the firmware. Just put it right in the root directory of the folder, and you should be able to get it to go. Put it in, and just hold Shift while you turn your SP404 Mark II on. You're going to see it's going to say Updater. It's going to say App 0 Updater Found, App 1 Updater Found, Update Sure, hit Enter. And this does take a little bit of time. Don't power off while it's in the middle of this. I would suggest doing it on DC power. I wouldn't do it on USB or battery power because you don't want your firmware to get partially written and then cause you other problems. But you can see it's doing an erase, and you can see it just counts down. So this will take like 45 seconds to a minute, and it's still going. Not super exciting to watch, but here you go. This is what you should be looking at if you're going to do this yourself. And we're almost done. And when you're done, we're just going to turn it off and power it back on. So update complete, please power off. We're off, and now we're back on. So we're going to boot up. We now have firmware 4.04 on the system, and we did our backup, and we should be all good. But the instructions give us one more step to do before we do anything. I'm going to go Shift, Utility, and they suggest you go over to Factory. Now, again, if you have data on your system, it's completely fine. You should be able to do a system data. It will just take all of your preferences and other options and things that you've set and put them in the state that the firmware 4.04 expects it to be in. It might wipe out some of your settings, but if you got notes on them or how you like things set up, that's good. Otherwise, go ahead and do system data. You want to say reset system data. I'm going to say okay. A lot of people are saying that if you do this, it will get rid of some of the bugs and things that are in 4.04. And I keep my fingers crossed. It does help, but you got to power off again. We'll power back on. And you did see the other section thing that's for the factory reset that again, I've known I talked about it before, but we'll just go, not export, import. If you go back to factory, you see all data. That would be the way that you can get the default project data for project 1 that has all of the roll-in patterns and samples. So if you need to restore that for some reason or you want it back, it's an easy way to just do all data and get it back. But with the caveat and note, if you have anything in projects 2 through 16, or if you made any changes that you want to keep on project 1, they will be gone. So just be careful, think about it, like what you want to do. system data should be pretty safe. But again, like if you do a backup, you'll be in the best shape. At this point, let's say I want to do a restore. It'd be shift pad 13. We'll go back up again. This time we'll say restore. We can restore 1 through 7. I'm going to want to restore 6 myself because I got some projects I'm in the middle of working on right now. I'm going to hit it, say all data be replaced. I don't have anything in here anyway, so not a big deal. Hit it, and it just says working. This is going to take probably 8 or 10 minutes, so I just will let it go, and I will end the video here. I'm going to say thanks, Mike, for the suggestion. I think it's an important video. Let people know. And for everybody out there, thanks for stopping by. Keep making music. Keep having fun. Remember, if it sounds good, it is good. And peace.